Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and welcome to my backyard. Today we're going to take a look at pool tech. If you own a pool, you know how important it is to keep your pool clean. Today we're going to take a look at a robot that has super smart, that also has super tech, and that's going to make your job super easy. Let's go ahead and check it out. Now, as you can see, the Seagull Pro is a great looking pool vac. A couple things that we'll highlight about it. We'll go over some of the specs, and then we'll take a look at just the mechanicals and how everything works. You're looking at a cordless pool vac, right? So there's no wires connected to this. You pretty much charge it and you put it in the pool and it's set to go. Now it's going to have three modes that you're going to be looking at. It has a floor and wall mode, a wall only mode, and then a floor mode. Now the cool thing about this is that as it's being used, it will always park at the wall side. So you'll never have to have to go all the way to the center of the pool to try to reach it if you want to take it out. So I love the fact that it has this auto park feature. The other thing is, if you've ever tried to take out one of these guys out of the pool, not this one in particular, but other models like this, when it's full of water, these things get heavy. So this has a quick water release design where as you pull it out of the pool, it becomes very light because it basically expels all the water that it's basically, ingested or is part of the actual unit. So this is something that's makes a big difference if you ever had to take one of these guys outside of the pool. Now, it has one switch activation, and it's using this dial right here. And we're going to see the dial, how it works. And you're just going to turn it around to the mode that you'd like. There's no app required. All you do is turn it to the position you want. You put it in the pool, and then it will indicate also, based on the power levels, it has this dial indicator that's either going to be green, blue, yellow, or red, letting you know where the power levels are at. So as you can imagine, the green is going to be fully charged. And as you go all the way down to red, it's going to give you a sense of, that you have to put this to charge. And we'll see where the charging port is on the side. Now, it has various patterns it's going to use. If it's only going to do the bottom, it's going to have this S pattern. If it's going to do the wall as well and the water line, then it's going to go with an N pattern. It's just going to change the way it's navigating your pool area. Now, it has about 180 minutes worth of cleaning with this 9,000 milliamp hour battery. And it's going to take around 90 minutes to quick charge. And I've actually had this one charging. Now, you'll notice here is that the robot does have rubberized, I would say, wheels. Each one of these wheels, it almost gives it a tank-like approach. You have these wheels have this rubberized track or treads here. They're going to make sure that it can climb your walls. Over here you have these scrubbers, and they're very soft, so they're not firm in any way. And what they'll do is they'll actually work on your walls of your pool and on the bottom of your pool. And in my experience, what I've seen is we have a saltwater pool in the back, so that's what you see. It's heated and saltwater. If I'm running these guys, these do a real good job of making sure that there isn't any algae on the wall, loosening everything up because of how it's scrubbing. Right? We'll go ahead and unplug it so that you can see the other side. Now on this side, you'll notice that this is the power plug, and when it's plugged in, this ring right here will change colors, indicating what the charging state is. It was green when I just unplugged it, letting me know that it is fully charged. Now you can plug this in, you should. Before you put it in the water, you want to make sure that this is capped off. Now in the back of the robot, you're going to find where you're going to have access to the debris tray. You'll notice I took this out. And one of the things that's really nice about this debris tray is that it has a very thin filter. So you notice this is picking up very, very small, not sand, but dust and dirt particles. One of the things that you'll notice is when we look at the pool, it doesn't do a great job getting on the steps, but I haven't really found a robot that does a fantastic job on any steps. But basically what you do is you take it out, this thing opens up right here. So if we open this up just like this, it will open up, and then you're able to empty it out. Now all the debris, as I mentioned, is going to come in through here. It's going to get trapped inside because it has like a little trap door here, and then you can just pick this up. So leaves and things of that nature, you can just pick it up really easily. Now this closes really nicely. There's no latch required. It just closes just like that, and then you're set to go. Now for those of you curious about what the bottom looks like, you'll notice that this is the area where it kind of sucks in any of the dirt as it's going through. It has these little fins right here that help guide the debris as well into this area. You notice that this is the roller, which is again bringing everything into this area as well. And it's just very, very solidly made. Now this is where you'll be able to see the ring, and you'll notice that it is green, and that's because I have it charged in, indicating that it's fully charged. Now each one of these dial positions, so here you turn it and you'll notice that it indicates floor and wall. That's what you see right there. Then you have the floor, and then you have the wall only. So all you do is you turn it to the position where you want it to function. It lights up and it indicates that it's going to work in that position. You switch it and this will light up the symbol. You move to this one and it does as well, and you hear that audible beep. And then you can rotate it all the way back to turn it to the off position. Now the charging brick is a big boy. So if you notice, this guy is almost a foot long, very thick, but it also contributes to the fast charging. So I don't mind that much because it does charge this incredibly fast. Now putting the robot into the pool, it's pretty simple. It does have a built-in handle right here, which I'll put into the water. And this reflects pretty cool in the water. The actual logo here, it almost looks like it's lit up, like if there's an LED coming through, and it's just the reflection of the sun when it hits the water. You'll also notice that it has on the very top here, we'll turn this right here on the side, it does have two jets here that help it stay at the very bottom of the pool as it's navigating. And as soon as you turn this on and you put it in, you'll see it starting to push water up and it'll go down underwater. So you don't have to push it, it just goes down by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn the dial to the wall position. So it's going to do the walls and it's going to do also the bottom. And I'm going to place it in the pool. So now you see the actual robot, how it's starting to sink down to the bottom. Part of it is the weight, and then you'll see the actual jets will start to push it down. And you'll notice how the logo almost lights up somewhat. And we'll see it kind of kick off in a second. So you notice how as soon as the top propeller started moving, you can see it expelling and it's pushing it down. And now it's gonna, you can see even the water moving right there. So now it's gonna start doing its thing. Go ahead and clean the pool. Our pool is relatively clean. We run robots all the time, and it's also heated, so we love being able to use it. So for us, it's really important to have a clean pool. The only challenge that we have sometimes with ours is just making sure that we have skimming taking place at the very top. We have a lot of trees in our backyard, so we get pollen, we get some debris in it. But you'll see how the robot will start kicking off and start doing its cleaning routine. And I have to tell you, as someone who's owned pools for a long time, I've had pools without robots and pools with robots. And the way to own a pool and not have to suffer through the pain of cleaning one is by having a robot. Now the initial steps of the robot is it's going to figure out its position, and then it will start doing a predictive pattern in the pool. So right now, as you see it rotating around, it's trying to figure itself out where it could go and how far it could go. And then once it's done that, it's going to kick off and start working in a very defined pattern as it starts working through the pool. Now, as part of the initial startup, you'll notice that it's not climbing up the walls because it's really trying to figure out the perimeter. But once it starts functioning in full force, it will basically come up to the water line. So it's going to come up to the top and go down. So it's going to do the walls and the bottom, but that's all depends on the settings that you chose. You could choose, again, the floor only, wall only, or floor and wall. Now, one additional accessory that comes with the robot is this hook that you would connect to your, again, pool pole. And this is going to allow you, when the robot finishes its cycle, it's going to end up in one of the corners of the pool, just to put this into the water and then remove it. The cool thing is that you don't have to reach into the middle of the pool because the robot will always end up on one of the corners.